Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of The Main Event. It is I, Mike, your host, and I'm with you for the next hour. We're going to chop it up, baby. We're going to talk about some football, specifically Detroit Lions football, NFC North news rumors. First thing I want to get to, though, is this hill I'm prepared to die on, and that is that Lomas Brown, former tackle for the Detroit Lions, belongs in the Hall of Fame. Not because I'm a Lions homer, because I am a Lions homer, but that has nothing to do with it. What has to do with it is 18 seasons, 7 Pro Bowl appearances, 5 times All-Pro. Checks the box as a Super Bowl champion with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well. 18 seasons, an astounding 293 games played. Paved the way for Barry Sanders to rush for over 10,000 yards. He had the left tackle position on lock for 11 years for the Detroit Lions, a number 1 draft pick, a college football Hall of Famer. And I put the link in the comments, folks. Click the link, sign the petition. Detroit only has one Hall of Fame voter, and that is Detroit Free Press Dave Burkett. The journalist for the Freep is the only guy that we can really get this petition to once it gets filled out. But I have a few connections. And once I get a few thousand signatures on this petition, I know what doors to knock on, and I am going to try to make it happen. And it not only is it deserving, like he earned it, okay? But if you look at the people they have put in ahead of him, it's mind-blowing that he's not there already. There are 28 tackles into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and half of them either wore no helmet or leather helmets back when every play was a running play. And these guys, their seasons, their careers were 7 years. Lomas Brown has more Pro Bowl appearances than some of these guys have full seasons played in the NFL. I mean, just some of these, there were very few. I looked at every one of them, and there was 2, maybe 3 tackles that had better numbers than Lomas, like Willie Roaf, obviously Walter Jones, the great Jackie Slater, even the great Jackie Slater, 20 seasons. He had 7 Pro Bowls and 5 All-Pro, just like Lomas in 18 seasons. But Jackie was never a Super Bowl champion. Obviously, Jackie Slater, a great tackle for the Rams all those years. Deserves to be in a Hall of Fame. But why not Lomas? Tony Baselli, for crying out loud, he only played 7 seasons. He only played 91 games in 7 seasons, and Tony Baselli is in like on a first ballot? But 18 seasons and 5 consecutive All-Pro, not just Pro Bowl, but All-Pro, 5 years for Lomas Brown. Please join me. Sign the petition, and let's induct Lomas Brown into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Looks like we're joined here by our good friend, the maestro, the producer, Mr. Russell Wayne. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Can you hear me?
I can.
All right, let me try to get in here. I gotta find my stuff.
While you do that, I'm going to pull this comment up from Darren. It says he admitted to tanking a play which got Scott Mitchell injured because he wanted a different QB playing. Not sure he deserves what you are doing for him. Well, I really respect that comment. But here's the thing. All those years and all those plays and all the work that Lomas Brown put in, you're discounting that from something that Scott Mitchell said 2 years ago. Or something that happened in a Run Barry Run documentary 2 years ago. Lomas Brown admitted to it. Right. I hear you, Darren. I do. That doesn't undo all the hard work, sacrifice. This man played, he only missed like 4 games in 11 years as a Detroit Lion.
You like that?
And the whole Scott Mitchell situation was a dumpster fire there at the end. I haven't actually seen it myself yet, though, Darren, so all I can do is respect your opinion and appreciate the comment. What do you think, Russ?
I mean, I agree with you. I mean, how can you keep him out? And it's like, I think that you are enlightening some people when it comes to this, because, like, I knew Lomas Brown was good, but until you brought it to my attention, where it was like, yeah, wow, that's a lot of All-Pros. Wow. That, I mean, he was a part of a Super Bowl team. I mean, he checks all of the boxes of anybody that should be in the Hall of Fame. And it'd be a damn shame if he goes to the point where they have to do the veteran thing. Like, this is the last year that he can get in the old Dave Burkett, put your vote in for Lomas Brown way, right? Am I right with that?
That is correct. After we see, the thing is, we don't know when Lomas filed his retirement papers. You're not eligible to be on the ballot until 5 years after you file your retirement papers. He retired. 2027 will be the end of that if he would have filed his papers right on time. So we know that we are definitely in the last couple of years, no matter what. We are in the last couple of years to get him as a finalist on the ballot. He was a semifinalist last year. So he's kind of working his way up, but we just need to get this push. We need to get the voters in and get Lomas, because like you were alluding to, Russ, once that 20 years passes from the time you file your retirement papers, you can only get on the ballot by special selection by a senior committee. And then your chances go exponentially down of being able to get in. Hey, we got a special guest in the house, it looks like.
We do. I sent him the link. Welcome to the program, the West Coast Stat Master, Greg Rice.
Say hello to my little friend.
What is up, gentlemen?
What's up, man? We're talking about Lomas Brown getting into the Hall of Fame. Greg, what do you think?
Do you want my honest?
Honest.
I don't think he deserves it. After he put that out that he allowed Scott Mitchell to get sacked, you're messing with the integrity of the game. It's not a wholehearted effort, and I'm not a fan of Scott Mitchell, but when you came out and kind of made jokes about it, that's just, I don't know. I'll leave it at that.
Okay, well, Tony Baselli only played 91 games, and he didn't even get a chance to say anything controversial before they put him in. I mean, let's face it, he's been retired. He's been retired for 25 years, Greg. Why isn't he in already? He should be making these comments as a Hall of Famer.
Okay. Okay. And that's a good counter. I respect that main event, Mike. I still stand by my word, though, that, when you made jokes alluding to, be it true or not, that you allowed Scott Mitchell to get sacked, gave up on plays, messing with the integrity of the game. I understand you're frustrated, very passionate game out there. I get it, played sports, but that's something you just don't do, in my opinion. And I'll just double down on that, man. I like Lomas Brown as a player. He was great player. But like I said, the integrity of it, when you allow a player from your team to get hurt affecting your team's game in any situation is just, I'm sorry, Mike. It's just, I can't get behind it.
Okay. I respect your opinion that, this is where nice guys finish last. Honesty will get you nowhere. Do you think there's anyone in the Hall of Fame that did the same thing and just didn't say it?
Absolutely.
Sure.
But what's not spoken?
Maybe like Jimbo Covert, who only played 111 games and got into the Hall of Fame.
Ooh, man, you're bringing up some good names and some players that maybe lack the experience, and I get that. I agree with you on that note. I do. I think Lomas Brown is easily on that level of those players you just mentioned. But like I said, I stand by it, Mike. Explain it. I mean,
no. I say it's too late then for you, Greg, because now you can't unring a bell. He's gone and said these things. Now he's killed his Hall of Fame chances, in your opinion.
Absolutely. You affected the integrity of the game.
All right, folks. So we know now that Greg Rice will not be signing the petition to induct Lomas Brown into the Hall of Fame, but you can. You can set that aside and put it. The link is in the comments. Please click
my quarterback
to give this man what he deserved a long time ago.
Acknowledge me.
He should have been making these controversial statements as a Hall of Famer. Okay? So there you go. Put it in the comments. Tell me what you think as well about this. Do you think that Lomas Brown is overdue for being in the Hall of Fame? Will you sign the petition? It's in the link. We appreciate all your feedback. You have anything else that you'd like to add to that, Greg? That's it. Just cut and dry. Lomas was a good player, but once you said that, it's over.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what it comes to. Had he not said that or joked about it, as you alluded to, after, he got his gold jacket, it's whatever then. It's water under the bridge. To come out with such a bold statement and kind of in a laughable way. Like I said, this affected our Detroit Lions. I mean, who knows which game he did it in? Maybe we're down 3-4. I get it. But still, you mess with the integrity of the game, a chance for our Lions to win based on a selfish kind of frustrated decision. And it's just, we could go on about a bunch of players that aren't in the Hall of Fame. Ricky Waters, I think, is more deserving than Lomas Brown. I don't think he's in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. And do you remember why Ricky Waters isn't in the Hall of Fame?
For things that he said in the locker room.
It was for him not giving it his all on that catch. Remember, they asked him, "Why didn't you make an effort at that ball?" And it's little things like that, Mike, that sadly do exclude you, regardless of merit of play and the statistical production you brought, even championships. So,
why you got to start talking all that common sense and stuff? Why you got to bring all that? Why you got to bring all that common sense in, Greg? Who invited this guy on the show? Just kidding, Greg. Glad to have you.
Bad host. Thanks, guys. Love you guys.
Glad to have you, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's the hill I'm willing to die on. Lomas Brown, the Hall of Fame. Let's move on for a different subject, and let's talk about this brick wall that the Detroit Lions are building on the defensive line with the addition of DJ Reader, Lee McNeil in the middle, and what this is going to do for the rest of the defense. And Russ, I'll kick this over to you first. You get a guy like DJ Reader, who's a premier run stuffer in this league, right? What does that mean for the Detroit Lions now as far as who can run on us, dude? Nobody's going to run on this team now. Tell me.
Well, it means that Brad Holmes puts a premium on stopping the run and running the football. So I think it's a pretty cool core fundamental right there. And I think that DJ Reader does free up some of the other people, and it's not because he makes all these people better just because he's DJ Reader. It's because of the way that he plays the defensive tackle position. He knows how to eat up the two people and maybe not go in to try to get the quarterback, but hold up the two people so other players can get one-on-one. He knows how to play the position, and putting him next to Lee McNeil, that could be deadly if he stays healthy.
Mm-hmm. Greg, you got any thoughts on what this D line is going to be looking like when people try to run on us?
It's funny, me and Russ were talking about this the other day, and I didn't get really a chance to share some of DJ Reader's highlights when he was going up against arguably the best interior line in the NFL in the Kansas City Chiefs, matching up against Joe Thuney and Creed Humphreys, and they were having to double him half the time. DJ Reader is an absolute monster of a man and commands respect. If you don't have a premier center or a premier guard, and even then you're still going to have to force double teams on him, he does open it up. DJ Reader as himself being some sort of sack master, that's me and Russ talked about this. It's not really his forte, but he is a gap-eating monster. And if you don't have premier players at that position, you're going to spend a lot of game trying to double-team this man. And as Russ alluded to, you're opening up things for Lee McNeil, our other interior D-line player, as well as Hutch.
As well as whoever's on that other defensive end as well when that's all said and done, when we figure out who that is. But another thing, Jack Campbell playing the middle linebacker position is going to benefit from having DJ Reader there as well. He plays the gap so well, and he's able to manipulate the blockers. And Jack Campbell's going to be able to assess the play and read and react and do what they drafted him to do, to be a human missile coming from the middle linebacker position. And a guy like DJ Reader just eats up that space, eats up those blockers, and allows lanes to open. It's not just what he's going to do, like you were saying, on the D-line for those guys. It's the linebackers. It's the nickel corner and the safety blitz. It's all of that.
Yes.
That he's going to bring to the table, and he is going to make this D-line. And I know our good friend Steve, who is a Packer fan, says, brick wall, no one's going to run on this defense. Okay, we'll see about that. Right. Well, you do have Aaron Jones. Oh, right. You let him go. You do have who? Oh, Josh Jacobs. Yeah, Josh Jacobs. He's just Aaron Jones, a couple years younger and $4 million a year more expensive. And then Chicago gets DeAndre Swift. Okay. But we have a brick wall. You're not right. This team was already top 5 run defense last year. Now you add a guy, one of the premier run-stopping tackles in the league on this D-line. We are going to be a bear to deal with, pardon the pun, running the football on this team. And that's a direct result of DJ Reader. We're already tough on this team. By Brad Holmes bringing this guy in, I think he's relieved the pressure on himself for that edge rusher that everybody's clamoring for. I know that you've been asked, Greg Rice, on every podcast from here to Timbuktu about what you think the Lions will do in the draft. So you haven't been on this crappy podcast yet. So come on to this crappy. I know you've been on every crappy podcast, but not this one. What position do you think the Lions will draft in the first round, whether that be moving up or moving back? Their first pick, I should say.
You know, I've been very vocal with this, and we've been in the back chats talking about this. Look, if we stay at 29, I'm all for BPA, whether that be an interior offensive lineman to learn behind Zietler or Glasgow, whether it be a wide receiver, what we would consider a true X. You know, I'm essentially open to anything. If we do decide to move up, you guys, I really do hope it is for defense, whether it be one of these top 2 corners or one of these top 3 edge players. At 29, I look at this defensive draft, and, you know, me and Jeremy Balrick, a mutual friend of ours, were talking about this. We're not getting a premier defensive player at 29. This draft is very shallow in terms of very top heavy in terms of the top end talent in this draft. So I don't think we're getting a top 3 edge player or a top 2 corner without moving up. I'd love to see us move up and grab one. That being said, if we stay pat at 29, I'm good with anyone.
Right. Well,
does that make sense?
Yeah, sure. I personally think they're going to move up and they're going to take a corner. I think it's going to be Terrion Arnold or it's going to be Quinyon Mitchell. They're going to move up to get that impact secondary player. Russ, has your opinion changed over the last week?
No, I really just no, it hasn't really changed. But the possibilities of moving up keep on creeping into my mind too. I don't think they're going to move up. I think he's going to play the board and he's going to let the board fall to him. And one of those premier players that they have on their list is going to fall down there. And if they do trade up, I think it'll be, 5 or 10 spots because they kind of let it shake out a little bit. But the thought, like when we went through all the players the other day, when Greg came on to the program on Thursday, it's like, man, we really don't have a lot of holes. Like, what are we going to do with all these draft picks? So the thought of them packaging up a couple picks and maybe something from next year to move up and get the guy is starting to seem a little more logical to me. Like getting one of the top premier pass rushers, maybe coming up and getting that game wrecker on the other side. Or like you said, Quinyon Mitchell, jump right up and grab the premier cornerback in the draft. So I don't know. I'd like you to put that out to the people because I can't answer it.
Right. Well, I saw some tape of Daniel Jeremiah this week breaking down Terrion Arnold, and we know that Brad Holmes was personally at the pro day for Terrion Arnold and the Alabama Pro Day. So I can totally envision Brad, like you said, packaging it up, moving up the draft, and getting that guy that he went down and saw. Maybe it was Dallas Turner that wowed him down there, and he might want to move up for that edge rush player. But I know that he doesn't draft for need, but secondary is the biggest need, and there are some really good, to like Greg's point, you're not going to get them at 29. But in the top end of this draft, there are some game-changing corners, some game-changing secondary players.
I disagree with I think they're going to be able to get them at 29 because there are a boatload of tackles. There are a boatload of high-end wide receivers and quarterbacks and other positions that may take priority. And I think that he's just going to be staring at one of these premier dudes like a Jackson Powers Johnson or a Nate Wiggins or one of these, super dudes.
And that's fair.
Bring right in.
That's fair. Nate Wiggins might be there. But if you look at these top 2 guys that we're talking about, Terrion Arnold and Quinyon Mitchell, the 2 high-rated corners in this draft, they're likely, even if you do the math to take out the 4 quarterbacks and 4 wide receivers and 4 tackles, 29 is a long way.
Yeah,
and both those corners are going to be gone, I think. So Put it in the comments. Tell us what you think. That's what really matters. Doesn't matter what us chuckleheads think. We want to know what you think. And click like, by the way. Click like, heart emoji, mad emoji, up, puking emoji, whatever. Just push a damn emoji, would you? I'm on fire today, Russ.
Do something.
Yeah, and thanks, Steve, for being here. You know, we can talk about the Packers a little bit if you want, on how we're not really all that scared of them, because why would we be scared of the Packers? We're worried about what we're doing. You know, that's great. You got a quarterback, Jordan Love, but we want to be one of the best teams in the NFL. So if you want to be, you know, a top 10 team, be a top 10 team, but we're a top 10 team. We're there. I don't care how good you got. You know, I mean, you want to say, what are we going to do about Josh Jacobs? Well, we got another dude. We were already a top 5 rush stopping team, and we added another dude. That's what we're going to do to stop Josh Jacobs and his 700 yards. I mean, you had a running back. And I mean, the question should be, what are you going to do, Steve? What are you going to do about Jahmyr Gibbs? What are you going to do about Sam Laporta and David Montgomery in the best offensive line in football? So you answer the damn question, Steve.
Ooh. Ooh, the maestro, Russell Wayne, throwing haymakers. Don't forget, you can watch Russell every weekday, Tuesday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern time, where he does Football Talk with Russell Wayne. And there it is. You can see this beautiful graphic that he made. Weekday afternoons at 3 p.m. with Russell Wayne. It's off-season football talk. If you're a diehard like us, then you'll be there. Steve says, I can answer the damn question. Detroit fan man says,
Steve.
Spielman said it best, something like, bigger the pants of the DL, the better the play of the LB. DJ Reader's pants are gigantic. Hopefully he brings Martin along quickly too. So going to what we've said there, that having him there is going to make all those defensive players around him open up opportunities for them. And then he actually said, he seems like the kind of guy who doesn't mind, not like a Ryan Tannehill, it doesn't mind mentoring a younger player, showing him what he learns, right? Remember Tannehill saying, ain't my job to mentor him.
Tannehill's defense, I don't think there was much hope for Malik Willis to begin with. Or was he alluding to Levis on this?
No,
I like Levis, guys.
Yeah. No, I believe at the time it was Malik Willis that he said it, because they hadn't drafted Levis yet. Right. Yeah. But then now Levis has won the job and Tannehill's out of a job. Well, so there you go. It's not your job to mentor anybody, buddy. Now you got what you wanted. So anyway, I think DJ Reader is the opposite of that, and he's going to work to bring these younger players along, and I think it's possible. Just a great addition. And the only reason I made it a topic today, guys, is because I feel like it's being undersold. Nobody is really screaming from the rooftops what a huge signing this was, just like Kevin Zeitler. Zeitler and Reader on each side of the line is a huge free agent signing for Brad Holmes, who's not traditionally done all that great in free agency. And Greg, what I really appreciate about you the most, Greg, is you pull us back from our homerness. I'm serious because, and here's why, because Greg always says something I always think is very wise. When you guys stop looking past just the team you root for, you might learn something. He says shit like that and makes me go, maybe he's right. Rose-colored glasses, there's something to be said for that. And when you live out there and you're outside of all this Detroit euphoria and you live in Cali, as a Lions fan, it's always intrigued me, your perspective. So I appreciate you being on the show today, Greg. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, Mike.
And with that, the next topic really has nothing for you. The next topic is Detroit itself.
Let's see it.
We are just a few days away, a couple of days away now, a few days from the 2024 NFL Draft, and the host city, the D, Motown, the Motor City. The draft is coming. Last year in Kansas City, the draft drew 312,000 people, with an economic boom to the city of estimated $164 million direct injection of money into the city. But the thing about that, in Kansas City, you cannot get to an NFL city within a 4-hour car ride. They're out in the middle of Tornado Alley. There's nothing there. Unless you're taking a boat up the Mississippi, there's not an NFL city within a 4-hour drive of KC.
Wow.
In Detroit, there are 6 NFL cities within a 4-hour drive. They expect the number to be well over 312,000, what they got last year, because of the accessibility of Cleveland, Cincinnati, Green Bay, Minneapolis, Chicago, all of those cities, even Indianapolis, even Buffalo, Giants fans, Jets fans. This is a centrally located location, and this is what has made Detroit a manufacturing hub for the last 100 years, is accessibility. Interstate I-75 runs to Key West, all the way up to the Mackinac Bridge. It's the most northwest thoroughfare in the country, and it runs right through Detroit. I-69 goes straight to Chicago and straight to Canada. It's an east-west thoroughfare right through Detroit. So they expect a boom of 168 million, and this is on the low estimate side, folks, of how much money is going to be injected into the city of Detroit by this draft. They estimated that the Super Bowl in 2006 only brought in about 50 million, and now they're talking about 168 million from this event. It's a testament to the product and the brand that the NFL has built, and the way they move this event around the country, letting all other NFL cities get a piece of that pie as well. It's great for the city. Let me know if you're going. I want to tell you, this is a once in a lifetime. You might be lucky to get it twice in a lifetime in the city you live in, that you'll see an NFL draft come there. And I'm not going. Russ, you're not going. We're not going. We can't. We have an obligation to this page and all of our viewers. We're doing a live draft special, starts at Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And we are missing the opportunity of a lifetime. And now I'm going to do what no podcaster should do. I'm telling you not to listen to my show that day. I'm telling you to go to the draft. Go if you can make it. If you are within a 4-hour car ride of the downtown Detroit, do it. There's all kinds of activities. Definitely. There's all kinds of. If you are stuck on this network with schleps like us, well, hey, we'll do the best we can for you.
By the power of Ra.
If you're like Steve and you live too far away, be here with us. We'll be here to boo in the Packers select.
We're going to bite a kneecap off.
It'll be Russ, myself. We'll have special guests. We've got live reports coming from the draft. We're going to have special guests from other fan bases are going to be, when their team is on the clock, are going to be joining us. And we're going to be live for every pick, every round. But gosh, guys, make us your last resort. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And if you are anywhere near it, you should absolutely go. I know that I would if I could. What do you think about that, Russell?
I think it's great, man. I mean, if you can be there, I know that Chad said that he was going to be there.
Yeah, we got plans, buddy. Chad's
Jeremy,
our secret. He's our secret weapon. We got Chad, who's 6'6". He's gonna bum rush the stage with a GoPro on his head.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's gonna be looking at JJ McCarthy right in the eyes. JJ won't be there, but anyway.
Is he still in that van? Is he still making podcasts from that van?
Hey,
I respect the van. There's nothing against the van.
Well, Jeremy B will be there too. Jeremy got his press credentials. He's going to be right up there at the front stage when they call pick 29. Hopefully they don't trade out, because there is a chance, Mike, that they might trade down, because a lot of those second round teams that, might have one of those quarterbacks that slip down, like a Bo Nix or something there at 29. Someone might trade up from the second round and,
yes, sir,
pay a king's ransom for the Lions to move down 5-10 spots. If we could pick up an extra. Yeah. I mean, that's what they did last year. And they ended up getting a free Sam Laporta by moving down 12 or moving down to pick 12 and getting Jahmyr Gibbs. And you get a free Sam Laporta. All right.
Yeah. Not a bad return.
Throw it in there. Throw in a Laporta.
It's like buy one, get one Whoppers at Burger King.
Yeah.
It's my quarterback.
Can't go wrong with that.
We're going to bite a kneecap off.
But man, Greg, I wish you could make it to the draft, buddy. Congratulations on your wedding, by the way.
Thank you, man. I would have loved to make it there. I just got bills for like the next 4 years paying off this wedding. It was a great wedding, though, you guys. I would love for all my people, all my one predators to make it out here, man. It's a heck of a commitment, though. And we had quite a few people out of state and just setting people up in hotels and everything. It was, good times.
Yeah, we saw the pictures, man. Thanks for sharing them. It's like we were there with you. And speaking of hotels, that's another impact of the draft coming to Detroit. They say that every hotel room is booked for 58-mile radius. You have to go 60 miles away to get a hotel room to come to the draft.
They have to come
also,
to Flint.
Detroit Highway. The Detroit Tigers will be on a 3-game homestand during the NFL draft. So there's going to be a lot of sports fans. Those 3 Tiger games will probably sell out, right? Tigers vying for first place in their division. They get a 3-game homestand with 300,000 out-of-towners in there. I mean, these are the kind of economic benefits that you can't even measure,
right?
Of how big this thing is going to be. Steve says, you guys are fun to battle with, and I did beat Russell Wayne on WWE 2K23 for the NXT Television Championship.
Oh, man.
I'm thinking that's wrestling something, right? That's got to be wrestling something.
Wrestling.
Yeah. Make sure you go follow my page, Russell Mania, and I cover all things wrestling. I cover all the pay-per-views and all that stuff. I know, Steve, you're a big fan. Steve is real. Yeah, right there. There's a little LA Knights vying for might be a number 1 contender for the title tonight. All right, that's it. I'm done.
Acknowledge me.
Okay, now I'm done.
So my last topic is one that I dread having to even talk about, and that is new uniforms. I can't believe we're on the off season talking about new uniforms. That's how bad things are. But these uniforms are fire. Okay, these All Blacks are fire. And we actually are an affiliate marketing partner of NFLshop.com. So if you haven't got a jersey yet, Greg, if you haven't bought your jersey yet, you can click the link on our page, Detroit Lions Villain Squad. There's a link, and you get 25% off your new Detroit Lions jersey.
Can I play the reel?
Yeah, play the reel.
Let me see if it works. Yeah,
outlined in silver, that blue helmet with the black lion. Tell me that's not tight, Greg. What do you think?
I'll be honest with you. I love all of the alternate uniforms and the helmets. I think they absolutely killed it, except for the black jerseys. I am absolutely not a fan, gentlemen. We tried this once before from 2005 to 2008, and I'll tell you what, was not a good time to be a Lions fan. Now, the jerseys do have slight alterations to them. I'm just not a fan of the black jerseys. As you guys know, I'm in quite a few different football groups. We were getting flack that they look like Panthers knockoffs jerseys. Not to mention the history with the jerseys. That's the only jersey I'm not a fan of. But the white ones, love them. They're a throwback of my first Detroit Lions Barry Sanders jersey. Back then it was Champion brand. And I love all of them. The black ones, though, I don't want to beat them up because it's great marketing. Lions coming off a winning season. Need a new alt. You know, you sell products when you're successful.
But we won't catch you wearing a black one.
100% no. Absolutely not. I think I owned one black jersey in my lifetime, and I'll never do it again. Not a fan of the Reebok brand, not a fan of the Matt Millen era, and I just can't help but get that vision. And then when I think of good teams, I always think of the Panthers and Cam Newton in that black jersey. When I think of successful teams, but you know, to each their own. The black jersey, it'll help you match better for game day.
What do you think of that blue helmet?
I love it. Absolutely love it. Like I said, I'm a fan of 5 of the 6 alternates. I really am. I love that 90s look, the blue one. absolutely amazing. Like I said, I will be buying my Sewell jersey like that. I love that. I think he's a cornerstone for our franchise. And like I said, it reminds me of the Barry
We're gonna
Sanders
bite a
era when I was a
kneecap
fan. So to honor Sewell with that, who I think is a generational player and is well on his way to becoming a Hall of Famer. I mean, what better way to win?
You know you're a football diehard when you're getting a new jersey and it's an offensive lineman. Look at Russ right now wearing a Ragnow jersey.
That's right, baby. Frank the Tank. You know, Frank was coming. He was here a minute ago. He's got to handle a couple of things. Going to send some guys out to San Francisco.
And
Going to straighten those guys around.
And I know that we are going to we have a lot of diehards watching us right now because we are broadcasting live into Detroit Lions News podcast, also into Detroit Lions Villain Squad on Facebook and at Main Event 365 on YouTube. But change is coming soon, folks. Nothing ever stays the same. The only constant change is change. So changes are coming. Stick with us. We appreciate all of you football diehards because you know why? It's April 22nd. We're here talking about football. And if you're here with us, then you're a doggone diehard too, man. And we appreciate you. We eat it and breathe it, sleep it 365 days a year around here. We appreciate you all being here with us as well. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Greg Rice, you got any parting words for our audience?
Yeah, man. We got a great season coming up. Enjoy the draft, you guys. This is the week where we all have our picks, our mental picks of who we want. And what's going to end up happening is Brad Holmes is going to take someone we had absolutely no idea we thought we were taking, and then we're all going to hurry into a quick rush of the highlights and just sign off on it.
You know we are.
31 other fan bases.
Yeah, you know we are. Russ, anything for the audience? Thanks for being on, Greg. We really appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Faith, family, and football, man. We put faith first. The people that use the giving link that's usually in the shows, they're helping us to outreach to Genesee County, and that's where Flint, Michigan is. And we appreciate, but my church does an excellent job at doing the outreach, and just know that your money's being put to good use. We're actually reaching the community, feeding, clothing, people that are in need. That's the type of thing that you're helping when you use that link. Faith, family, and football.
Right on. Join us Thursday at 7 p.m. Join Russell Wayne 3 p.m. And don't forget Smoking Jeremy B on this very network every weekday morning at 11 a.m. For Greg and Russ, I'm Main Event Mike saying God bless each and every one of you. Peace out.
Peace out.
Play my game.